Welcome back to GP Outdoors. What a gorgeous fall morning here today. You folks remember when we were little kids and our parents or our grandparents used to read us fairy tales? And there was one tale in particular about a cobbler and a few little elves. And if you remember, the cobbler and his wife would go up to bed at night, turn out the lights, and after they fell asleep, a few little elves would sneak into his cobbler shop. They'd take the leather off of his workbench and they'd make beautiful pairs of shoes. And in the morning, of course, the cobbler and his wife would come downstairs and see their shop full of the prettiest, most beautiful shoes in the world. Well, the one thing they didn't tell us in that fairy tale was those elves didn't just like making shoes. They also enjoyed blocking rounds. You gotta love those elves. They even stacked them for me. Let's split some wood. So I wanted to try out the 4-way wedge today. A lot of the diameter of these logs that we had here are a lot smaller than the first initial pile that we had. So I thought it'd be a great opportunity to take the 6-way out and put the 4-way in and give it a shot. As you know, my neighbor's got a boiler, so he likes his rounds or his splits. He likes them nice and chunky, because apparently they're more efficient, or they burn more efficiently in the boiler. few things you kind of have to get used to is having all this wood on your receiving table. As you folks know, for as long back as we can remember, we've generally always had consumer grade splitters. Usually an I-beam or a box beam, and you split a piece of wood and you put it through 2 or 3 times, and you always clear it off into a trailer or somewhere onto the ground maybe. Here, it gets a little unsettling because you're splitting away and you see this pile of wood here, and you have a natural inclination to stop splitting and clear the table off into the conveyor. And you don't have to, because it just keeps pushing it, and the way this machine is designed, every time you split it just pushes the wood a little further to the conveyor, and it eventually finds the conveyor by itself. But it's a little something to get used to. The hydraulic adjustment on this wedge is an excellent feature of the splitter. Another item that really takes some getting used to is after years and years of having to hold the lever on the piston to split your wood, you don't have to hold it here, you just push them forward and walk away. But you probably noticed in the last couple of videos, whether it's neighbor Bob or neighbor Guy or myself, we tend to find ourselves holding onto these levers right through the throw of the piston, even though we don't have to. Been doing it a long time. Something else you need to get used to, but a really wonderful feature to have, I'll tell you. Makes splitting wood so much easier to be able to just push them forward, walk away and grab the next round. Another really big change to the way we've been processing wood for years is we've realized that we need to block up a whole lot of rounds to feed this 2228 splitter because it goes so fast. In the past years, generally our process is we block up a bunch of rounds, and then while we're splitting, we'll have guys continuing to block rounds. And usually the guys will block the rounds much faster than you can get the rounds through the splitter. It's a complete reverse now. Now, if I were to do it the same way as we've done before last week, the guys are trying to block the rounds, but they're going into that splitter so fast that you catch up to them very quickly, and then you're standing waiting for the next round. So that's why the guys took a few days, or the elves took a few days, and got a whole bunch of these logs blocked up for us. That way we can just keep feeding them through the splitter. It takes some getting used to, but it's a wonderful change. I'm really enjoying this Eastonmade 2228, no question. a beautiful day. Got this trailer filled in no time. Also wanted to put out a big 2 thumbs up to all the elves that were out the last couple of days in the forest. You guys did a tremendous amount of work blocking all those rounds. And a really big thanks for stacking up all those rounds right by the splitter for me. I barely had to bend over at all. It's really helpful. I guess maybe sometimes fairy tales do come true. If you like the channel, please click subscribe, hit the like button, and if you want to know when I'm posting videos, just click that little bell. Have a wonderful and safe week with your families. Please be kind to one another. I'll see you again on the next one. Cheers.